I think if she did leave in shame, that would be a place for her to go, because I'm like,
No.
where could she go that would make sense? I just don't think that it's going to be happy rainbows when she leaves. I think it's going to
Happy
be something
freaking
like
rainbows.
not comfortable, which is what we've seen in like 173 episodes of the show right now. Actually, I don't know how many episodes are, but maybe it'll be happy rainbows.
Happy
For
freaking
once.
rainbows.
All right. I can't wait to have that beer. But I liked that, yeah, they're also having, like, her and Michonne are continuing their conversation about these common laws and what that could mean, and she's actually starting to maybe come around to it, and
Yeah.
Jesus is helping, and Jesus is like I would be like, yeah, I totally believe in Maggie, but not everyone's always right all the time, and
Good people can disagree.
yeah, and so
Amen,
I
brother.
mean, when I was a kid, I think I just probably hated rules and thought they were dumb, right? Like most kids. And then as you get older and you have to actually manage things, you
Yeah.
realize it's good for groups to
Yeah.
have like a common purpose or common ideals, or to agree on things as best they can. And since you can't, because everyone's an individual, then the best you can do is to come up with general guidelines and vote and have the majority rule, and then always have something in place for that to change over time, and just keep it democratic. And it seems like that's what they're moving towards.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Okay, what's your number 2?
Maggie's arc on the show. And the only thing I want to add to that is that it was sweet to see her playing with baby Herschel.
Yeah, always.
Nice.
My number 2 was the saviors. We've talked some about like what's going on with these missing saviors. There's also just it's hard to figure out. Well, right now the saviors don't really have. It's about trust with them and their perspective. I mean, Rick said that he disarmed them, and understandable. And also, Alden compared Rick to Negan. Oh, they work for you and you protect them. Who does that sound like to you?
Uh-huh.
So you could see the saviors maybe starting to get resentful. But on the other hand, and they're not doing so well at home. Their crops are failing and everything. But on the other hand, what Rick is trying to do is actually for their good. He wants to rebuild this bridge.
Yep.
And so I feel like he needs to do a better job of enrolling them in this. Like, hey, look, we see you're suffering. Let's all form a plan to relieve this for all of our good. You come and help in this for all of our good. And then if you don't like this plan, tell me another plan, and if you can't do that either, then okay, good luck to you. Right? Like, not just tell them, hey, here's what we're going to do, but get them involved in it so that they're know that they're all working for the common good. And then the ones that are just assholes, and that's why they ended up with the saviors, like that guy and the asshole savior guy in this episode. I mean, they're not all like that. Alden was one. He's not like that.
Nope.
So the ones that are like that, they're going to have to weed them out somehow. But and even when I see this one other woman who was just so nasty last season, and she's the one who saw Dwight and went and told on him after she saw him mow down a bunch of saviors. I don't know her name. Every time I see her, I just hate her. And I'm like, God, I wouldn't trust her. And then there's this other savior girl who was with Rosita, and she mentioned something about, do you trust me? And after you sliced me in the face, no. So there's always those issues.
Yeah.
And you have to find out which ones, like there was another theme this episode, who is redeemable.
Right.
Earl, who is not Gregory. You got to figure out how to find that out.
Right.
It's not easy to do. And even like Michonne and Maggie were talking about that. Like, who decides that? And Maggie's like, well, that's what we're going to have to figure out. And then Michonne nodded.
Yeah.
So that was a nice moment.
And you know, people don't always get it right, but you know, you probably have to try.
Yeah. And even right after that scene of them talking about how to figure out who's redeemable was the scene where Rick kicks asshole savior guy out. And I like that because Rick is really trying as hard as he can to integrate and do what's good for everybody. But he has a line, which is good because you got to have a line. And I don't know if he was saying go back to Sanctuary or go die in the zombie apocalypse, but either way, it was like, you better get the fuck out of here or I'm going to kill you.
And it seems like he's kind of dead now.
Maybe. I don't know. You could really tell what happened to him.
You can't. It was dark. You can't. And I guess he says, Christ, you damn near got yourself killed. What the hell are you? And then, yep.
I mean, one reason why I wonder if he's dead or not is if he knew the guy, then that means that maybe the saviors are all alive and something.
Yes.
I don't know.
And The Walking Dead has a history of fake outs like that. And you think that somebody's dead, but actually they've got a Hollywood knockout and now they're traveling down the road and they're somewhere
under
else.
A dumpster or something. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, number 1.
All right. For me, it's mysteries. And we've already talked about one of the mysteries, which is Justin and what happens at the end and what's going on with the ethanol and that whole mystery.
Is Justin asshole savior guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I call him mean savior. You call him asshole savior. Potato, potato. Another mystery is when Anne / Jadis is on watch, she spots something in the sky, which I took to be an airplane, but which the internet seems pretty convinced is a helicopter.
I bet. Yeah, I'm sure it must be because that helicopter keeps coming back. I call it a helicopter, but it's a helicopter.
And she looked like she knew, or it was concerning to her. She had a look past on her face. And I'm thinking, oh, crud. Is that bad? Is that the same one that was spotted before? What does that mean? I'm so interested and I'm looking forward to finding out.
I think it's Shane.
The zombie Shane is now a helicopter pilot.
Just kidding. Yeah, I hope it's good because it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
We saw that helicopter in Garbageville. I can't remember what the situation was. Was she trying to get a ride or something?
No, I mean, it was and it was way far away and it was taking off and leaving. And was it related to her? Who knows? We're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is. There's some connection there.
It's
Any
kind of
other
great,
mysteries?
Though. No, those were the big ones.
Okay. My number 1 was Aaron, which we talked all about. So do you have any notes?
I do have a note. One of my notes is from the Department of Please, Karen, please stop criticizing the show for the things that don't make logical sense. But I'm going to go ahead and say it.
PKPKS.
Exactly. Well, when the second alarm doesn't go off, why don't they notify Rick? Why doesn't he just alert the crew by walkie-talkie?
Like, get out.
Yeah. Hey, there's a zombie horde headed towards you.
Also, maybe don't give the job that several people's lives depend on to a total douchebag.
Yes.
And just have him be the sole person responsible for that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea.
Exactly. That'd be nice. Thanks. In the Department of Romance, I forgot to mention that we found out that Jerry has a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just kind of stick that in there. Don't make too much of a thing out of it. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was adorable. And we've seen her before, and I can't remember what her name is, but I'm glad that they found each other. So, yay.
Well, next week we may see Jerry come out of some other woman's tent. You never know.
That's how they roll in the zombie apocalypse.
New one each week.
Another note is that I loved when Rick was confronting mean guy Justin, or asshole savior Justin, or whatever he is. And he says to him, I know guys like you. I was a cop.
Yeah.
Basically. I love that. I love when former sheriff Rick Grimes, when he emerges, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I
it made total
that.
sense. I'm glad they remembered he was a sheriff. And he was talking about, guys just getting themselves into trouble and then not taking any responsibility for it. Like, I know guys like that for sure too. So
yep, I do too. And I also love that Henry tripped him with his stick.
Yes. That was good.
A nice little Morgan callback.
He was a total douche. And just to like bully a kid like that, you need to get shown the floor.
Yep. Exactly. He was so mean.
Yeah.
Like, yep, you totally deserve that.
Yeah, that was good. But it's a good thing there were some guys like Daryl there to step up once he turned around, because I don't think Henry would have done too well, maybe. Or either that or he would have stabbed him through the head.
Yeah. Henry's got a history.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a staff and he's not afraid to use it.
He's seen Morgan in action, so
that's right.
His role model.
How about you? Any notes?
Yeah, a couple. First one is just a question. Do you agree with Aaron that Daryl would make a great dad?
I do.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that too.
Kid, brush your teeth. Yeah, he'd be great. I'd love, yes.
Brush your teeth.
He'd be, I think, a very good dad.
Get your damn pajamas on and go to bed.
Poor guy. He does have, he is sort of emotionally boxed in, so I don't know. Maybe not. What do I know?
I mean, nah, he would. I think he would. I think it would be good for him too.
He doesn't seem to open up to a lot of people.
Yeah, it would be good for him. And I wonder if that was some kind of a sign that there's something coming up. Who knows?
That'd be nice.
What else? So Rick told Negan he's going to die behind those bars, which I'm not sure we knew definitively it was the plan to leave him in there forever. Maybe we did, but
ever.
You don't think that's going to happen though, do you?
No, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is Negan's going to get out, and probably sooner rather than later. What I think should happen is what I mentioned before, and this is in real life, give people a chance, blah, blah, blah. In the comic book world, Bloodlust Karen comes out and, his head on a spike.
I was just thinking, we're kind of examining whether Maggie was right to kill Gregory, and also even to, how long Earl should be behind bars. But you could make that same examination with Rick. I mean, he's decided that Negan's going to be in jail forever. It seems like just as much of a dictator move. I don't think he really consulted with anybody on that. Maybe he did, but we didn't see it.
We didn't see it. It seemed to be Rick's decision and his alone.
Yeah. Then last, when Rosita blew up some dynamite to divert the zombies, it seemed like, and then we see them turning. It seemed like one of them said, "That way." So I think that's a new development.
They're getting smart.
Humans. All right. That is very good. Let's take a little break. There is more to come. Stay. And you know what that means. Time to start thinking about Christmas.
Woo!
And Hanukkah.
Wow.
Kwanzaa.
I didn't know that's where you were going with that.
Yeah, I know. I like to subvert expectations. So in that vein, the sponsor this week is Fracture. And Fracture is your pictures printed on glass, ready to display right out of the box. They even include a wall hanger. And I know it's like crazy. What are you talking about? Christmas already? Shut up. But what would be cool? I mean, Fracture prints make the best gifts. They show that you're being thoughtful. They're unique. People don't expect them. They're beautiful. You could send off for a few of them right now, have that taken care of, not have to worry about it anymore. And you'll have a winner of a gift for somebody. In fact, while I was writing the copy for the ad today, I was thinking, I gave Fractures a couple of years ago to my mom, my aunt, and my grandma, and they all had Nico in them. And since then, I've had another child. He's 1.5, and they don't have any Fractures of him. So I'm getting some more gifts. Because I couldn't really give more Fractures last year, but now I can.
Now you can.
Yeah.
Woo!
So, and whenever I go over there to any of their houses, my aunt and my grandma live together, and my mom is in her own house, and they always have them displayed prominently.
Oh, that's really sweet. Nice. You have some good pictures, by the way, of that little Bodie, and oh my goodness,
he's got a big bright smile, and he's so much trouble, but it's great that he's cute. Otherwise I might have giving them up for adoption by now. Did you ever give one?
I don't think I ever have. This is the year for it.
FractureMe.com/dead. And so if that resonates with any of you, I highly recommend getting one, or if you have someone you want to give a gift to. So if you do, then you can go to FractureMe.com/dead. You'll get a special discount if it's your first Fracture order. And then don't forget to pick Walking Dead Cast in their 1-question survey after checkout. That helps support us. And yeah, if you want to figure out another way to support us where you get something great out of it too, this is a good way. So again, that's FractureMe.com/dead. Thanks, Fracture.
Thanks, Fracture.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
Okay, so Angela Kang was interviewed by Entertainment Weekly. Here's one I thought was interesting. They said, "I'm not usually the type of guy to get squeamish at gore, but what you all did to Aaron and his arm was pretty damn nasty. Enid has to amputate the sucker. Why do this to the poor guy while also, I might add, creating all these headaches for your visual effects team?" She says, "Yeah, the visual effects team has done an amazing job with that arm. When we first saw the shots come back, we all squirmed. And I'm not squeamish either." And we were all like, oh, that's kind of awful. But it's like the horror aspect aside, we really thought we had to show an incident where there were real extreme consequences, that nothing comes for free, and that's true life. People who built the great monuments of the world, and even just the people who are maintaining the roads and bridges, just those quiet heroes of life that are making sure that we can get from place to place. There's a high rate of accidents, and there are people who lose their lives, and there are people who get badly injured. And we thought that it would be interesting to tell the story of somebody who didn't start off with something that was a physical disability, but that gains one and really has to learn to re-navigate the world and do very well at it. That's the hopeful thing that we'll see in the future for Aaron, but it's until he dies. She didn't say that, but it's something that also sparks a lot of anger for Daryl. We've shown that has been a good friend with Aaron, and Aaron has really helped him find his place in Alexandria. And so there's just a lot of consequences that roll out from there and are part of the mystery of the first few episodes that ensue.
That is a very sweet friendship. The friendship between the two of them.
Always
nice.
Have liked them together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Daryl is so kind of closed off and Aaron's kind of the opposite. So
maybe that's the next romance.
That would be so interesting. It really would.
I would love that. Yes, please. Angela King. Please, please, please.
Here's one more from her. They say, "I know people on this show always dreading to get that call from a showrunner saying, 'Hey, your time is up.' What happens when someone loses a limb? Do they get a call? Do they see it in the script? What's the protocol?" She says, "I believe I gave him a heads up because usually with that, they have to get fitted with stuff by Greg Nicotero's group. So you have to give him a heads up and go, 'Hey, so when you get a call from Candy to put this thing on, this prosthetic fitting, here's what's happening.' Not to mention, I mean, he's going to be like dealing with it for the rest of his career on The Walking Dead. So it'd be nice to talk to him about it beforehand."
Yeah, arms don't grow back.
And she continues, "And Ross Marquand is great and just really rolls with it and was excited about it because it opens up some different things to play. I think I found that all our actors, they're not squeamish about getting scars or injuries or things like that. They don't care about looking pretty on screen. They want these characters to have depth and have interesting stories. So that's been wonderful."
That's nice. I bet they're not. It's kind of cool to get a fake scar or whatever. That's kind of great.
If you were on the show, would you be okay with some kind of mutilation like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah. The one bad thing is I think you have to, as I've heard, is anyone who has big prosthetics, you have to spend a lot more time in makeup. And you can lose some sleep that way. And that becomes kind of an additional burden.
Right.
But no, I think it's badass. I like real scars too. I actually like people's imperfections. I'm one of those weirdos.
Yeah, I can see that. I have a few. Okay, BloodyDisgusting.com reports, in addition to new episodes of The Walking Dead and multiple marathons of your favorite horror franchises, this year's AMC Fear Fest, October 14th to 31st, will be home to a brand new original series titled Eli Roth's History of Horror. It's a seven. You know about it? It's a 7
I do.
episode deep dive into the world of horror. It features interviews with some of the genre's top creators, and it premieres Sunday, October 14th at midnight. Each episode will cover a different subgenre of horror, ranging from supernatural entities to slasher maniacs. And the lineup is Sunday, October 14th, Zombies. The 21st, Slashers Part 1. And then the 22nd, which is a Monday, Slashers Part 2. Then November 4th, Ghost Stories. November 18th, Vampires.
Woo!
Vampires always... It's just gross. Sucking blood. I don't like it.
Really? That's where you're drawing a line?
It's weird. You know how just certain things get to certain people? For me, that one, I mean, I think True Blood helped a lot. Like, I didn't even want to see anything having to do with vampires before True Blood, but you got me to watch it, and it was great. But whenever they still bit or sucked each other's blood or whatever, I'm like, it's gross.
They kind of leaned into that part of it in True Blood. I mean, even the humans, there were humans that really enjoyed drinking vampire blood because they would get high.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So there's A-list storytellers who are part of this. Stephen King, Quentin Tarantino, Jordan Peele, a whole bunch of Robert Englund. So it looks like it'll be pretty good if you're a horror fan.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch. Anybody, by the way, who watches The Walking Dead on AMC has seen a lot of promos for it, or at least on The Talking Dead last night it was plugged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, last thing. We're ending on a bit of a downer. So Deadline.com reports that ratings for Sunday's episode of The Walking Dead, I think that was last week, the premiere, tumbled 47% in total viewers and 50% in the 1849 demo compared to last year's premiere, returning the show to viewership levels last seen in 2011, 6.8 million viewers. 6.08.
Wow. What season were they in 2011?
2. Season 2.
Okay. Well, that's okay, Angela King. It's a hill you have to climb now.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
I mean, here's what I think. I think Angela King is doing awesome, and I'm stoked. And I also think that 9 years is a long time for any show, and especially a show where zombies are like the constant threat that doesn't change ever.
Yep.
She's got, even if the numbers don't go up, I don't think that's anything against Angela King. I think it's just like every show should have a beginning, middle, and end.
So Angela King, wrap it up. Bring it in strong.
Yeah, I think that would be a way to bring up the viewership, is announce that next season is the final season.
Yes.
Then you'd get people coming back to see how it ended.
Yeah.
I think also too that what this is called the Live +3 and Live +5 ratings, which means they try to figure out how many people watched it later, like T-voted or watched it on streaming services. I think those will be higher this year. I think those get greater and greater all the time because more and more people get used to watching things later. But I couldn't find any reports on those yet.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it for the news. Let's move on to listener moans, groans, and grunts.
All right, this first one comes from Jillian Moreau, who writes, "What a great episode and a continuation of an awesome beginning for the season. I'm absolutely loving the direction of the writing and storytelling of all of our characters so far. Please keep it up, King and team. The portraits of the Green family and Glenn brought tears to my eyes. And then the revelation that Anne wanted Gabe in a big way totally caught me off guard, but I love it. I love all the hookups. It's about time. Happiness like that is much needed in this world. I also love the fact that we're seeing many characters throughout the episode. I know it's still early in the season, but so far The Walking Dead is at its best, in my opinion." Yeah, I would agree, Jillian. So far, super strong start.
Yeah, great note. Karen, she says, "What a great episode for Maggie. She's finally echoing her comic counterpart in her appearance and personality. She's finally falling into that leadership role. While previous seasons relied on contrivances, I love that she changed her mind about Earl because of Herschel Sr.'s alcoholic past. My heart burst to see Anne's paintings of Maggie's family. That, and I couldn't handle Maggie playing with baby Herschel. Heart. That Walker set piece was awesome and tense. I guess Aaron will now fully resemble comic book Rick. He totally does.
Yeah.
That after the time jump in the comic, Rick has shorter hair and a full beard like Aaron, and he's always been missing his hand. So the governor
that's
chopped his
crazy.
hand off. So yeah, I don't know. Are they trying to say something about Aaron's future on the show? Who knows? Anyway, she goes on. He already has that bushy beard. Yay, The Walking Dead is watchable again.
That's great. Jeff Allen writes, another great episode that had me riveted throughout. Fantastic gore effects with Aaron and the log walkers. Top 5 this week. Number 4, The Signpost. No Hilltop, but there is HQ. And Toledo, is that a MASH reference? Yeah, I think that is actually a MASH reference. I think that's what they said on The Talking Dead last night.
That's cute. I like it.
And number 1, the concept of justice in a post-apocalyptic world. I'm sure you guys will touch on this as well. Yes, we did.
So Jeff edited his own top 5 this week. I did not do that.
Oh, you did that? That's awesome. Jeff, that is so
Thanks,
great. Number 4 and number 1. That's awesome.
Jason,
well done, sir.
Jason Robertson says, Father Gabriel and Anne was the biggest shock of the night, and now his watch begins, if you catch my drift.
Yes, exactly. Cue the cheesy 70s music. Fran Bernstein writes, so this is a little out of left field, but after Maggie was talking about Georgie, and then it showed Rick taking the book that Georgie gave to Maggie and looking at it and throwing it on the table, gave me the vibe of the Twilight Zone episode To Serve Man. If no one remembers, it's when aliens came to Earth and the people on Earth were starving and had nothing to eat. They gave them a book, they grew food, and then they got them on a plane to bring them to their planet. In the end, they were running up to the plane telling them not to get on because the book was a cookbook. That's also a really great Simpsons Halloween special episode. The aliens get the Simpsons family and they have a cookbook, how to cook for humans, and then they blow the space dust off, and it's how to cook for 40 humans. No, how to cook humans, and then it's how to cook for humans, and then it's how to cook for 40 humans. Yeah, it's hilarious. More space dust. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so she's saying that Georgie is nefarious.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Georgie's the real deal, but maybe you're right, Fran. I'll owe you a Coke.
I think she's the real deal too, but the jury's out as of yet. Boris Gradina said, sad to see what used to be an awesome show going down the drain so fast. Frowny face with a tear. Boris, I think, was the only one who really, at least that I included, that just didn't like it. So there's always a mixed opinion. But this week it seems to be mostly positive, but of course, not everyone.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Boris. Peg Allen writes, I know it's still early, but I'm loving this season so much already. The tone and the style is amazing. Love this episode for a few reasons. First, I guess everybody is hooking up, and that's okay. We need love in the apocalypse. The subtle foundations being set for the next big bad are great. Will Aaron take over the Rickroll once Mother Goose sets off to the sunset? Love that Anne painted portraits of all of Maggie's family for her office. Getting bummed thinking about Rick's end getting closer every week, but they are doing a great job at keeping the rest of the cast important and interesting enough to possibly continue to carry this thing a little while.
It's funny that, yeah, the whole Tara Rick thing with the code names, which Rick seems to think are totally unnecessary, and they probably are, but it's fun.
It is fun. I wonder what his code name was before it was changed to Mother Goose.
Big Daddy.
Oh, it was Big Daddy.
No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
hilarious.
I don't know.
That's great. I love Mother Goose. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Tara is interesting. Like, she's one that I'm actually kind of surprised has made it this long, but I'm glad she has.
Yeah.
Because she's really different and fun and funny and kind of has a snarky attitude, and it's fun to watch.
Your sassy little sister.
Yeah. Heather J. Millsap says, never thought frog mating calls would be an effective pickup line, but there it is.
Brian Wall writes, if they're so damn hot and thirsty on the bridge, maybe they should take off one of those 10,000 layers they're wearing. Just a thought. I thought that too. Like, what are you people doing?
They were afraid a zombie's going to fall out of a tree and bite them.
That's probably it. It's protection.
Terrence Daniels says, hey, Deadcast family, I have one question. When will Daryl have a love life? It's long overdue. First, we thought that would have been Carol, but she's more like a big sister to him. Then we thought that would have been Beth, and we see how far that got. Dead. I mean, everyone else has had one. It's Stu. Might help with some of the anger issues. Well, we're thinking Aaron.
Aaron.
And Jesus.
I think
triangle.
They'd be, yeah. Aaron,
Maybe
it would
Jerry.
be so cute. Oh. No, Jerry's a one-woman guy.
We'll see.
Mofevo says, was Aaron discussing being a father with Daryl on the bridge? Is that his role at Oceanside? Reproducing? Asking if this was first clue.
I don't know if that says anything about his role at Oceanside, but I did wonder if it was pointing to Daryl starting to consider that, or, I mean, just even, bringing that up seems like it wasn't just an offhanded thing, that it might open something up on the show.
Is that his role at Oceanside? Is he going to Oceanside? Is that what we're hearing?
I don't remember that. I know he left Sanctuary.
Okay. All right. And now I'm imagining him in Oceanside, and dang,
being like a stud or something.
I'll somehow be related to Daryl. No, that's probably a bad idea too.
Yeah, I think so. That's fan fiction territory there. Brenda Tackett says, I thought tonight's episode was better than last week's. Also, I'm thinking / hoping that the mysterious helicopter will be the reason Rick leaves. Maybe. Just a thought. So I think she's saying the helicopter will like fall on Rick and crush him.
Really? You think that's what it is?
No, she's hoping that the helicopter will peacefully whisk him off to some fantastic new future.
What about Judith?
Well, hopefully Judith will be with him.
And Michonne.
And Michonne and Eugene.
Thanks, Brenda. Now we have some emails. This one comes from Eric Sherman, who writes, Jason, Karen, long time no see. So glad to hear the two of you analyze The Walking Dead again. One episode in, and I'm so pleased with the show. The new opening with the slight time jump is nice. Also, the way the first episode was a big homage to Romero's Day of the Dead was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place in my life to resume watching the show on a weekly basis, too. Back in Chicago. Things out west didn't work out last year. It's still the place I'll retire to and spend as much time visiting until I buy a place there. But until that happens, the American Midwest is such a wonderfully bleak horrorscape, geographically and politically, where watching The Walking Dead just feels right. That sounds dramatic. I guess it is. There's plenty to enjoy out here, especially in such a culturally stacked metropolis like Chicago. But the climate is perfect for zombie media. Looking forward to shambling through the world of the undead with y'all on a weekly basis again. Oh, that's nice, Eric.
I don't know if you remember, but Eric was one who had decided to stop watching week by week and just like binge it at the end. But now he's gone back to...
He shambled back in our life. And he's in Chicago. I love Chicago. I'm secretly, and maybe not so secretly, in love with Chicago, just I am with Detroit. So yay for the Midwest.
Yeah. Good to hear from you, bud. All right. A couple of calls. Here's one from Steve Brown.
Hey, Walking Dead cast. It's Steve, and just had a quick thought. Wanted to get it in before you guys record today as I'm rewatching The Bridge. And that scene at the beginning with Eugene focusing on someone who was missing fingers. I noticed it the first time, and the second time I watched it, they really spent a lot of time focusing on that person with the hand and missing fingers. So I'm wondering who that was and if we've seen that before or not, or if you think that's going to come into play later. Love seeing all the hope, the bad thing is that knowing this show, whenever we see hope, we know that that's going to get the rug pulled out from under us at some point. And loved Henry taking down the Savior on the bridge, and then at the end getting the confirmation that there is something bigger going on, that it's not just Saviors walking off and leaving. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. Thanks, and haven't heard anybody give a zombie sound in a while, so here's mine. Talk to you next week.
Nice. Hungover zombie. Missing
Steve.
fingers?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, me neither. We missed the
Wow,
missing fingers.
We are so unobservant.
I think he just made that up to mess with us.
You think that's true?
Steve. You.
We're just really unobservant.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right about the hope thing, although there is a slight chance that Angela Kang will mix things up and not pull the rug out from under us so much. I mean, there's always going to be death and conflict on the show, but maybe it won't be so like feeling like we got punched in the gut. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like the gut punch sensation will remain a theme. That's
and yet you still think that Maggie's going to go off in a helicopter to a nice place.
Yes. Yeah, I do. No, she's going to go off and listen to records with Georgie. She's got a great record collection.
All right. And then final call from Anwen from New Zealand.
Yay.
Oh my God, you guys, I loved this episode so much. This was the best episode, I think, of either show in such a long time. I loved it. It was a perfect mixture of quiet moments. I really liked the character development, and it was mixed up with some really cool action. And I thought it was bookended really well with Rick describing the day to Negan. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it was really satisfying. I love that the walkers are a threat again. The Ewok solution with the logs rolling was brilliant. You could see it coming, but I just loved it. I'm really glad that Rick didn't hit the rope on his first shot. It was less cheesy than it could have been. And the tension of Aaron getting wounded and then amputated, it was just amazing. I thought Enid did such a great job. It was so cool to watch. The pace of this season is really, really great. And I love that we got just enough of Eugene to realise that we missed him, but not to be annoying. Boost our juice and shared the lead. That was a classic Eugene line. I loved the paintings on the wall. I could make out Herschel and Beth and Carl. I'm not quite sure who the others were. I loved that they mentioned Georgie. I had wondered what had happened to her. I loved Gabriel and Anne together. They were so cute. I didn't see that one coming, but they had really cool chemistry as well. Fantastic episode. The only last thing that I have to say is, why did it take this long for Jesus to put his hair up in that man bun? Hello, Jesus.
Yes.
Praise Jesus. That's cool. With Eugene, there were a bunch of good lines, and usually what I do lately is I'll watch the episode normally like a fan and try not to take too many notes because I just want to take it in, and then I watch it again at 1.5 speed, and then but I pause and take notes just to kind of try to save time and get ready on time. But with Eugene's lines, you got to slow it back down or you'll miss them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He crams a lot of words in per second. You know, it's funny regarding Aaron's man bun.
Jesus.
Jesus's man bun. When he was fighting, he brought that up on The Talking Dead, and everybody was like, "Yeah, it sounded like a really good idea." So when David was watching football yesterday, and I heard him say something, and he's like, "Karen, get in here." I came in, he's like, "Check this out," and he showed me a play where a football player was running, and he was tackled because the guy had grabbed his hair and pulled down. He had really long hair, and grabbed his hair and pulled him down by the hair. And David's like, "I think that's the first time I've ever seen a tackle by somebody's hair." And like, it's a really bad idea to have long hair when you're playing football because you could pull it down. It's totally legal.
No,
and then,
that's legal. No.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally legal. You can pull him down by the hair.
Wow.
And
totally shocks me.
Yeah, and then I thought, you know what? In the zombie apocalypse, it probably is not a great idea to have
Oh, shit!
Exactly. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good look. And he does that in the comics too, so it was nice to see it realized on the show.
His flowing locks.
Great, because they really did something special with their Watching Dead podcast. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. And they decided to stop stop doing it after season 8 because they just weren't into the show anymore. But Aaron is still watching, and I just thought it would be really fun to see what the chemistry is like with Aaron coming on and doing the podcast with me. I told him I want full bald move effect. Don't pull any punches. So that's what you guys are in for next week.